All right. Paul is back. I'll remember to use Q&A. And you're gonna love this house. This ADU, this mother-in-law on the side of it is actually beautiful.
This is my favorite house by far.
It's such a great floor plan. They did such a good job with this one.
Yeah. Lots and lots of little extras, just things that you wouldn't think of that just make it home.
Oh.
I love the patio cover. I think that's my favorite part.
All right, everybody, thank you for joining. We're going to kind of hold for just a little bit until 4 o'clock and see how many people we get additional to join. But this is going to be a fun house to go through with the mother-in-law, or ADU as they call it.
Yeah, I think more and more people are doing the accessory dwelling units because, you know, multi-generational living, and yet still being very private, having your own entry. I love the idea. And I know in Seattle, people are building them and then renting them out so that they can make their house payment. I'm like, oh, okay, why not?
You can put those fire doors in, like if you were going to do like a VDRO,
Yeah.
and there a lot of people are looking to it for an extra income. Just so that everybody knows, the mother-in-laws can be with the house, like this one is, where you can enter in the house, or it can be separate from the house. Mm-hmm. And then down the road, probably about 3 or 4 months, we'll do another one. I have a different home where the ADU is attached to the house, but they cannot enter the main house.
Oh,
so all sorts of different ideas we can do.
Yeah, I like that.
It's 4 o'clock. We're just going to give it a couple more minutes. Make sure that we use the questions and answers box versus chat, because the chat doesn't show up very quickly. So we try to, any questions that you have, just go ahead and ask through the questions and answers chat.
And ask lots of questions.
Yeah, okay. Ask your questions as we go. And I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. We're going to give it just a couple more minutes. On today's call, we're actually going to go through a Mount Hood with a mother-in-law attached to it. And this one, because we did do the mother-in-law attached, we're going to kind of show the floor plan first, the layout, and then what the Mount Hood would standard look like. And then we will show the video on this one, just because it's very different with that mother-in-law.
Yeah. And I think it's easier to follow once you've seen this. Then when you see the video, you kind of have some perspective as to where you're going and all the changes that were made on this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll just give it a couple more minutes, you guys. Thank you for joining today. Cindy, can you see that the screen? Can you?
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see the side. You might want to shrink down just a tiny little bit. You can't see quite the top of the. There we go. It's not huge, but there you go. Now it's just that 20 by 20 covered patio deserves the full view.
Right. Right. All right. It is 4:02, so we're going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself first. My name is Jennifer Morales, and I am based out of the Spokane Adair office. This is one of my homes that we built in northern Idaho. I take care of pretty much everything from Spokane up through Colville down to Moscow, and then all the way to Kellogg, Idaho. And then I also work with the Yakima branch that takes care of Kittitas County, Grant County, Chelan, Yakima County, all of that. So my counterpart that's helping me today is Cindy Mathis. I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself too.
Hi, okay, I'm Cindy Mathis. I'm located in Kennewick, Washington, which is part of the lovely Tri-City area, Kennewick, Pasco, Richland. I serve 5 counties in Washington. We go to Walla Walla, we do Prosser, the areas around there, and then also 3 counties in Oregon, Hermiston, Pendleton area. So I have kind of a little 2 different areas for you today.
All right. Again, if you guys have any questions as we're going, please use the question and answer, and Cindy will be monitoring that. Don't use chat because we don't see that. It doesn't come up fast enough. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and start on the Mount Hood, and I'll show you this is what this plan looks like from the website. This is what you're going to see with the Mount Hood. It is one of our homes that comes with the 3rd car bay as a standard, and it comes in the different floor plans of Traditions, the Craftsman, the Farmhouse, or the Riata version. And the pricing for the different exterior elevations are different, but at the bottom of the screen on the Adair website, you can scroll down there and see what that pricing looks like. But on this particular Mount Hood, we did make some changes. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the floor plan first so that you can see it. So this area over here on the left-hand side where my mouse is, this is the accessory dwelling unit or the mother-in-law. So when you look at this house, it does come with the 3rd car garage. And what we changed on it is in the normal Mount Hood, you would enter through what is now the pantry. This was the old utility room. We actually modified this to make a huge walk-in pantry, and we converted the bedroom into a new utility room, but also gave access into a 2-bedroom mother-in-law. So you come in through the utility room. She also has a patio cover and a slider off the back here. We utilize the bonus room to create another bedroom with a walk-in closet. We made bedroom 2 have part of that space from the bonus room for a walk-in closet. And then we were also able to kind of give them a little study area, desk, gaming area right here in this little nook. Some of the other nice features about this house too is when you see the video, huge patio cover off the back of the house, and we did do what's called a reversed vault on this house. So a standard vault would go this way through the house. It would go from right to left, from the kitchen to the great room. On this particular house, because they have a view property, the vault is running from front to back, and it is mainly in the great room area. But the patio cover, we did carry this vault through the patio cover to make great use of the windows that we put above. This is actually a 12-foot slider with transom windows above it. And then in the master bedroom, we took some of the space from the master suite to make a larger walk-in closet. And then you'll also notice in the dining room here, we actually pulled the little wing walls. I'll show you those wing walls. So I'm going to scroll to the normal page. In the dining room, it will show you these little walls right here. They're not weight bearing, so you do have the choice to completely pull these out. Or if you want to frame this area in, you could also frame this in.
I've also seen them do just a half wall on that entry as you come in, so that it's open partially. So lots of choice. It could be another bedroom, you know.
Yeah, you could create another bedroom here. And what they did is they converted the den into another bedroom by adding a closet. So in here, lots of different options. I'm going to show you, I'm going to come down here. This is the front of the house. So this is the mother-in-law suite on this side of the house. And then when you look at the side of the house, This is the back of the house. So the mother-in-law has its own patio cover with the slider. The back of the house, this is a 12-foot slider with the transom windows, and the patio cover follows that transom. And then they also have another 6-foot slider in the nook. This house, when you see the video, you're going to see there should be some stonework right here. Their HOA requirements require a certain amount of stone on the house. And this was what was called a signature series of the home or signature elevation. We don't do that currently today. Now we have the ones that I showed you as in the traditions, the craftsmen. Those are the different elevations that we have today.
And in the video, you didn't, it didn't quite have time to put the cultured stone on yet.
Yeah.
It was coming. Painting and cultured stone.
You can tell we have a lot of snow. So this house has not been painted yet. And the stonework was coming. These guys have not moved in yet. This house was still under construction when we did this video.
I like that they added the Christmas light package too. I'm sorry, that's just one of the, there's little things that make it, that we can add that I think just make it just so, you know, who wants to hang those Christmas lights? And this is a perfect photo for it.
Yep.
The snow.
Christmas light package gives you the electrical up in the soffit.
Yeah.
To plug into.
Oh, easy thing to add and
yeah,
very helpful down the road.
So again, from the front of this house, this would be the standard mount hood right here with the 3rd car bay. And then over here, this is your mother-in-law on the left-hand side of the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and start the video. And when we come in, you can kind of see the porch entry. On the standard mount hood, it would come with one side light, one window on the side of the door. We went ahead and put 2 in on this house for more light going into it. And then this is our James Hardie siding. So we use James Hardie siding and it comes in specific to your area primed. And then now this house is painted, but at the time it hadn't been painted yet. And then this would be your standard door for a traditional house, for one of our traditions homes.
Mm-hmm.
Coming into the house, you'll get a couple different views of this. So this is your reverse vault in the great room with the transom windows over the top. And then you have a 12-foot slider. These are all upgrades that were done to this house. The standard in here would have been 2 large windows, 2 5050 windows. So 5-foot by 5-foot windows would have come standard in this room. They have upgraded to a 9-foot ceiling height with this reverse vault. The 9-foot ceiling travels throughout the whole home, all the way into the garage, which means all the windows would get bigger. The slider would be taller. Your exterior garage door would be taller, and your kitchen cabinetry gets taller with a 9-foot ceiling. Standard ceiling height would be an 8-foot ceiling. They added can lights into this room, and they had us take out the dining room light and put in can lights in the dining room as well. And you can kind of see the patio cover on that, how extended out. We'll go back to it. This is a gourmet kitchen. So a standard kitchen would come with an electric Whirlpool stainless oven, a microwave with the hood vent, and a dishwasher. But they actually upgraded the appliance package. So it has a dual oven, your stainless hood vent, you have the 36-inch gas cooktop in this kitchen, and then they added full height backsplash. They added a pot filler. Over here, you can kind of see a hot water spigot right here next to the main sink. They did an upgraded farmhouse sink in here. And then because we put both ovens over here, underneath the range area, these are 2 deep drawers to hold their pots and pans. So these actually will pull out, and they wanted to pick their own pulls. So you'll notice in all the cabinetry, there are not any kind of pulls. They are going to actually put all their own pulls on in this house. So white cabinets, this is a white shaker cabinet. This is an upgraded cabinet. So painted cabinets would be considered an upgrade. Cindy, do you see anything else in here that we should
Quartz
speak to?
countertops, which are fabulous. I mean, that's
yep, they do have beautiful quartz countertops. To get the undermount sink, you do have to have that quartz counter or a granite counter, some kind of a hard surface. Go ahead and start this again.
Well, it looks like they did the luxury vinyl plank throughout the whole house.
Yep, they do have LVP as an upgrade throughout the whole house. And you can see right here, this is where they opened up that dining room area and took the small walls out. And then when you look to the front where my arrow is pointing, that is where the den would be, what they have switched into bedroom. And then the half bath is in here and your coat closet. These guys upgraded to architectural trim. So the house, all the windows are trimmed out with architectural trim. On the base of the closets, doors, all of it's been upgraded.
It looks like they did the full wrap on the windows too.
Yep, full wrap on the windows. This is the primary bedroom. So kind of stop here. This is your full architectural wrap windows. A standard window in Adair would be a drywall wrapped window, but we have a lot of options where you can just do sill and apron. You can do the standard drywall wrap. We have craftsman trim. We have what is called colonial trim. All of those kind of trims can be added. You could even say, I only want the great room and dining room to be trimmed out and the rest could be drywall. We can actually do that. They added the little 2x2 windows for extra lighting up here. We've seen people do transom windows on this wall. As a standard, this wall where the little 2x2 windows are, this would not have any windows as a standard. And then we're going to pan around and you're going to see the primary walk-in closet and the bathroom. They were set up to do barn doors. So we did leave the doors off of this so they could put their own barn doors in. I'm going to kind of bring this back a little bit. When this house was ordered, we did not do the 5-piece set in the primary bathroom. So in the new plan, in today's environment, where the window is, there is a soaking fiberglass tub with that sits in a tile surround. And then this fiberglass shower would also come with a glass door in today's environment. Just back when this house was signed, they were not included as a part of the primary package. They did do quartz counters in here and upgraded to a square undermount sink. The standard would be a round undermount sink. We left the mirrors off. Customer requested we left the mirrors off and they provided their own mirrors. And then you can tell that they upgraded to the black package. We'll get a better shot of that fiberglass shower too. Again, right here is where we would normally have the soaking tub. She's going to use it for like a makeup vanity. Again, fiberglass shower would have a glass door, and then this is your walk-in closet. Okay. On this, just so that you know, they kind of skipped, and now we jump to the other side of the house. So we're going to come down here. This area right here would be the pantry. Right now we are walking into what would be the bonus room that was created into a bedroom with a walk-in closet. So this would have been the actual bonus room. You stop this, and then this is the second bathroom right here. And please, everybody, if you have any questions or if it's going too fast, just let me know. If you want to see something again, I can pull the video back so that you can see it. But this would be considered bath 2. They added the second sink, did their own mirror. And then this would be your standard shower, would be a fiberglass tub shower combo. And they did do a higher, what's called comfort height toilet. So that all the toilets are a little bit higher. Kind of pan around. This is the other bedroom. So the one that I showed you that had the little nook, the nook sits back in this area right here. They didn't get a good shot of it in the video, but this bedroom also has a walk-in closet.
Are they doing barn doors on the closets as well?
They're doing barn doors.
Ooh, yeah, that'll look nice.
This is the bedroom that we created out of the, well, this is the utility room we created out of the bedroom, and it's walking into the ADU. So on this side, we've got washer dryer hookups because they are going to share their washer dryer with the mother-in-law. We created a little coat closet right here. So their mom has her own coat closet. And then on the opposite wall from here is where we actually put the furnace and the hot water tank behind the closet.
They added some uppers.
Yep, and they added upper cabinets.
Yeah, that's nice.
So we're going to come through. This is the mother-in-law. So with the mother-in-law, we put a mini split in here. And so with the mother-in-law unit, they will have heating and air conditioning with the mini split system. They did upgrade to have a ceiling fan. They have a 6-foot slider in here and a really nice kitchen for a mother-in-law. So we provide, again, an electric range with the microwave with the hood vent and dishwasher. And then you would supply the refrigerator, washer, and dryer. But this house, its upgrades are very similar to the main house. With the ADU, it just followed all the way through. LVP throughout. This is your kitchen. It is a nice size kitchen for a mother-in-law. And these are just shallower cabinets on this side of the island so that she had more storage on this island. You could even put like a 9-inch lip off of this for bar stools. They just were trying to give her as much cabinet space as possible. And we also built a small pantry cabinet over here in the corner for her. But this mother-in-law is roughly 790 square feet is what I believe it came out to.
Or 725.
725. We're going to come around. It really is such a nice kitchen. Nice window. Again, there's your pantry cabinet. She has the covered porch out the slider. And then we are going into the main bedroom first. So this bedroom is just a little bit larger. And we were able to add a walk-in closet right here. This is the bathroom. We did a fiberglass shower. And again, in today's world, we would also put a glass door on that. Or if you're in a hard water area, in this market in Spokane in Northern Idaho, we have extremely hard water. So some people prefer to have the rod so that they can just throw the shower curtain, put a new shower curtain in. Updated fixtures in here, higher toilet again.
And a lot of people like to do the tile showers.
Yep.
And especially in an accessory dwelling unit for an elderly parent, you can do it for the roll-in shower so that there's no lip and you can have, if you have to have wheelchair access.
Yeah, absolutely. Standard doors. So our standard doors are this 6-panel door. We do have upgraded doors, like we can do a 2-panel door, we can do a 5-panel door. Just really kind of bring it to your home ownership counselor and just see what the options are for what you're thinking in your home.
Didn't you do a wider door going into the ADU?
We did do wider doors throughout the house. Standard doors are what are called 2.8 doors. We did 3.0 doors throughout this house. The cost is minimal to do it now, and you'll thank me later.
Good idea.
Big closet in this second bedroom in the ADU. And then this is a good shot of the back of the house. So over here on the right, you're going to see the mother-in-law. She's got her own slider, her own little patio cover. This is your bedrooms. And then this is the patio cover to the great room to the main home. So they still have some autonomy and privacy. This is a great shot of what we were able to do with this patio cover, bringing it out, following the vault, the reverse vault on this house. And it is a custom patio cover because we did follow the vault line, and he chose how long he wanted it to be. So we would do the patio cover and the post, and then the concrete work underneath the patio cover that is supplied by the clients. You guys would pay to have somebody to come in here and do this. We just put sauna tubes in here that you can lift up. They pour the concrete, and then it is completed. And I think there's another shot of that back 12-foot slider. So this is a 12-foot slider that opens from the center. And then this is a shot of the outside of the home.
And that's a 20 by 20 patio. That's good stuff.
20 by 20 patio cover.
Mm-hmm.
So in this particular house, they actually have a higher snow load requirement. So we did have to do different things to the roof line. It's all based on what jurisdiction that you are in and being permitted for, what they're going to require on that. But your home ownership counselors can help walk you through some of that information. And then you can just kind of see it is really a great floor plan. They did an amazing job with the ADU, a great use of space. He just brought in his ideas, and we just kind of walked through it with him, doing what kind of tweaks we could do to give them the house they wanted to sit on that property. Does anybody have any questions at all? We haven't seen any questions pop up.
It's because you're doing such a great job describing everything, Jennifer. So
if anybody would like to see the original floor plan again, just drop it into the questions and answers. If you would like to see the Mount Hood floor plan, what it normally looks like, I can put that back up on my screen. If you'd like it to run through the video again, I can have the video run in the background.
Is there a question? Is the black door option available with the wider doors?
So we would paint the doors black. So we do not have black doors that we can buy. So if you see black doors, most of them have been painted black, or if it's a craftsman home, it's a wood door, so it would be stained black. And all of our doors can come in the wider. I just think it helps with moving in. It helps down the road if somebody gets hurt and is in a wheelchair or has a scooter. Just having the wider door frames it's so great for down the road. It's such a little thing to do that will go a long way.
I think it makes the house just look bigger too. You know, it's just more open. You already have this great open space, and then to have those wider doors, it adds to the openness of the house. Oh,
yes, I can absolutely run the video again.
There you go. Yeah,
I'm going to slow this down.
It goes kind of, it goes kind of fast, kind of jumping. Yeah, and that entry is absolutely fabulous.
It really is. And this is a little bit of a custom island. We did make the island a little bit wider. They do a lot of family gatherings, and she wanted the island as big as we could possibly make it.
Yeah, that's an 8 foot versus usually it's a 6 foot. And I've seen them take the, as you said, like having the stools, having more of a lip on it, so that, and then also the raised, so that you can put the bar stools. So there's a lot of variations there.
It's funny, you guys, when you guys are looking through this, you're seeing a lot of little blue tape. So I always tell my clients that as you're walking through the house, you're doing things. If you see anything that you have a question about, just put a little piece of blue tape on it and have that conversation with the construction supers as you're going. You'll notice that like above the ovens, we're missing one of our cabinet doors. It came in scratched. So we didn't install it, and they got the cabinet door back in and went back out and installed it. So yeah, it's funny. You'll see all the little tapes all over the place. It's just their reminder to ask the construction super about it. And again, this is a 9-foot ceiling. They upgraded the whole house to a 9-foot ceiling. So the windows all got bigger.
For the ceiling fans, if you want to just rough that in and provide your own, you can do that, or you can, you know, have the ceiling fan that we carry. But there's lots of options.
Yep. Again, this is the primary bedroom. Going into the primary bath, they are going to do their own barn doors. So we just kind of cased it out to get ready for their barn doors.
Mm-hmm.
This is architectural trim. So they did do it. The cost difference from going from a 9 to 10-foot ceiling, that is a custom option. So I can't give you that price. That would be something that we can get for you from purchasing when we're in process, or we could do a little bit of research on it to figure out what the cost would be.
And it would depend on the floor plan as well. So
yep. Again, this is primary. This is standard for a primary walk-in closet, would be to have the shelf on the top and the pole. Some people choose to have us to not put anything in there because they are going to do their own things. Some people have us build shelving in. We can do all sorts of stuff with it. It's just, you know, comes down to cost and keeping you in your budget. This is the bedroom that we converted from the bonus room to a bigger bedroom with a full walk-in closet. And again, they're going to do barn doors in here as well. This is their daughter's room. They did such a great job of designing this home for what they wanted.
They really did. I think, you know, those are good sized walk-in closets for spare bedrooms. Yeah. So yeah, they really put a lot of thought into what they wanted.
Yep, LVP throughout the whole house. And this is the other bedroom, again, walk-in closet. And then you've got your nook on the other side of that. Utility room. You can kind of see our cabinetry over here that we've got for the hot water heater and the furnace. And then they upgraded to the upper cabinets. Going into the ADU, I just love this 2-bedroom ADU. They just did a great job. And again, the ADU, accessory dwelling unit, or mother-in-law suites, they can be attached or detached, and you can go with different homes. Like I've seen cashmere's that we've attached ADUs to. It's just really trying to figure out what you're looking for with the house. We can do the 2-bedroom ADUs, 1-bedroom ADUs, and we have a 512 that's just a suite that you can see online. And we just launched another one called the Sitka and the Magnolia online. The Sitka and the Magnolia are more meant to be separate from the house.
And you need to check with your jurisdiction to make sure that the detached accessory unit is allowed. Some jurisdictions, you have to have special approval for that. But we can help you with that. If you just check with the HOC that's in your area.
Yep. Interesting that they appear to have elected to use a mini split for the ADU. Yep, that is actually was one of the things that they asked for.
Well, then you can control everything separately.
Yep.
Oh, I think that's. What they didn't show in the video is the other bedroom and the half bath. Is there?
I can go ahead and give you an idea of what those look like. They did not video them, but when I was out there, actually took pictures. So this is the room that they had converted from a den in the front of the house to a bedroom. Let's see if I can open that so that you could see it. So very nice size bedroom, huge, beautiful window. They are going to use it as a guest bedroom / office is the idea on that one. And then the half bath, this is what your half bath looks like. It would come with a pedestal sink, and then you have your toilet right there. And
I like how they, the way that they made it so that you can, bedroom 2 can also access that privately instead of having it walled off. I think that's a great way to do it. Then you almost have like a little guest suite.
Yes. And then in here, this is their pantry. You guys did not get to really see that on the layout, but they are doing cabinetry across this side, and then they were going to do some shelving in their actual pantry. So this is what the pantry looks like. And then come back in here and show you. Again, this was the pantry area that I just showed you the picture of. And then the other part was the half bath up in the front of the house. And what we call bedroom 3 was a den.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the standard pantry size? No, in this particular house, I'm going to show you the pantry. I'll show you right here. So what is now the pantry was the old utility room, and what is now the utility room was an old bedroom. So I'll scroll down so you can kind of see. Here is where the new pantry is. And this is where we created the utility room to go into the mother-in-law. So we attached the mother-in-law suite right here. So this house doesn't have an actual pantry attached to it. What I've seen happen in the past is I've seen people take this bath 2, push it down into the bonus room, create a walk-in pantry right here, and then you would just enter bath 2 through this side. So we can do little things to create space like that.
Well, and then by converting that den, they still had a 3-bedroom.
Yep, they still had a 3-bedroom by just converting this over, but all sorts of little ideas that you can do that we've done with other people. So it kind of helps if you wanted a pantry in this particular house, those are ways that we could do it. And again, this house, as it sits standard, you can see we rotated the island. So if you wanted this island rotated this direction like they had it, we would be able to do that. Filling in these walls in the dining room, taking out the little stub walls. Those are all things that we could do. You know, we took out the double door entry because of the changes that we made to this area. So you can kind of see, I'll come back up here. We went to a single door entry to change the space around. They just wanted a much bigger walk-in closet.
Mm-hmm. It's a versatile plan. I love that pantry though. That can be used for so many things.
Yeah. Do you have an option to explore or reuse previous customizations? Actually, most of the homeownership counselors will do that. So when you go in and tell them what you're looking for, or if you've seen a particular video that you like, the homeownership counselors can reach out and try and figure out what those were. And that helps us start building what we call a red line. It's when we start making modifications. So if you like certain things about this plan, You would just let them know that you sat on a video, and then they could bring this out, and then you could still do tweaks to it. So absolutely, we fall back on plans that were already done. If people ask for certain things, we'll go out, reach out and see if somebody's already done it so that we're not reinventing the wheel. And then you can look at it and see, okay, well, I really like that, but I might want to change this. We can do that. We can make modifications to our homes as long as we're not completely changing the whole home. Once it completely takes on a whole new life, then sometimes they will consider it a custom home and it goes down a different path. Let's see. Thanks, guide. Does anybody else have any questions? Cindy, can you think of anything that we missed?
No, gosh, I think you were very thorough. The only thing I thought of is when you were on the website, maybe showing them how to find their area, depending on where they're from, because that's important. It's priced a little bit differently. We've got Kootenai County up there. Maybe have a few people from other areas.
Yeah, so up here on the Adair website, you can change your build area depending on where you are. So if I was in Cindy's area, if I was building somewhere around Kennewick, I would pick the county that I reside in. And then when you go into that county, it would take you into the pricing that's specific to that county. Things that can change the price of the homes are anything from Cindy's area is a very high wind area. So her homes come built for high wind. Where in Spokane, probably 50% of my homes are high wind. So we don't build that into our overall price. That's why there's different pricing per area. It just depends on how we build in those areas. And then when you look at the houses again, when you come down here, when you see things like exterior traditions, it's only exterior where you have your batten board. It's a different garage door. It's different right here underneath the patio cover by the front door versus Craftsman's got cedar, different garage doors, some dental work. Craftsman's also got a little batten board and lap siding, and then timber framed out in the front. And then with the farmhouse, you'll kind of see your little eyebrows right here, different, again, different garage door, different framing on the porch. So everyone has a little bit different elevation. And then coming down here, it will actually show you the different pricing for them. And then we give you ideas of things people ask about with the double doors, primary covered front porch. These are the popular options, the dual primary suites, additional garages, attached studios. They give you ideas, and then there's pictures that you can go into.
I just wanted to answer Paul's question about the toilets being taller than the standard. Yes, they put comfort height, they call it. They are a little bit taller. So. The house you can grow into.
Yes, it is.
The wider doorways, the comfort height toilets. I think it's good to plan ahead. A lot of people, this is going to be their, obviously, the way that they designed this, it's going to be their forever home. Yeah. And they put a lot of thought into it.
Any other questions or anything anybody would want to see? And I appreciate you guys jumping on a Saturday. I know sometimes it's hard. It's hard to pick when to do these calls for people. So we've had quite a few on the last couple Saturdays, and me and Cindy are doing it again next Saturday with a Mount Rainier that was built in Ellensburg. So.
And we have a YouTube channel that it's just kind of fun, even if it's not the exact floor plan, or well, all the floor plans are on there, but it's fun to kind of go through even some of the other floor plans that maybe aren't what you were considering, because you get to hear, you know, what some of the upgrades are, and there's visuals, you know, so that you can kind of see what that looks like.
Down. Ed, do we help find land? We actually work with different realtor partners to help you find land. It's better to work with realtors that know what you need to build on. You know, ideally, you want the more level the property, the better. Just know the pricing on these homes is really based on a level lot. So if there's slope, there would be additional charges for extra concrete if we had to build steps into the home. So working with realtors that know what we need to build is the best.
And then we'll help you too with things like, you know, what permit costs are going to be, estimating some of the, helping you to get bids for excavation and some of the other things that that particular piece of property would require. Yeah. So just put us to work.
We'll talk a little bit about the banking. Our sister company is Adair Financial. So Adair Financial is able to do construction loans that can help pay for site work, the home, maybe pay off land or help put land into the loan. We have specific other lenders that we work with in the different areas. So I would make sure to talk to a home ownership counselor and find out what banks we do work with, because we don't work with them all. We have to have it set up so that our computers can talk to each other the way we draw throughout the course of the build. So it's really important to get that information up front.
And the quote does not include the driveway. The driveway or the flat work is outside of the home. The pricing on our homes are from the foundation to the finish. So everything inside of the home. But we do a separate, it can be included into your loan as additional site work. So we can just get an estimate for you on, you know, the concrete. Gosh, I've got a list of people that do it here that, you know, that we recommend and can get some pricing for you. It's right now over here, it's fairly reasonable.
Gutters are an option in some areas, Paul. I know that I think in Oregon, there's certain areas that you will get gutters because jurisdictionally you have to. But like in my area, in the Spokane, Kootenai, all those areas, we do not do gutters as a standard. But if somebody wanted them, we could do a custom option and include them. I believe it's the same in Cindy's area, is that they're not required. So we don't put them on the house as a standard. And here they worry about snow and ice. So that's one of the reasons we don't put them as a standard, but we can get them if somebody wanted them.
I had one where the HOA required them for whatever reason. You know, we're in sunny Tri-Cities, so it was kind of an unusual ask, but it was a requirement for the HOA and we just priced it in.
Any other questions? Again, is there anything anybody would like to see again? How long from start to finish? Depending on where you are, because some jurisdictions take much longer than others for building permits. I would tell you once foundation goes in, generally it's anywhere from 7 to 9 months. The time prior to foundation goes in is really determined by how fast you can sign the contract, how fast jurisdictionally you can get your building permits. Like in my area, I have Bonners Ferry, Lincoln County, Benawa, where I can get a building permit within a week and a half. But then I also have like Kootenai County that can take up to 3 months to get a building permit. And I know that's the same on the west side. It's more jurisdictional. on that front half of the process, but on the back half building the home, I would tell you 7 to 9 months from the time foundation goes into the time that you get keys to move in.
Ours is a little less than that.
Yeah.
But it really does depend on your area.
Yeah, I deal with snow and road closure.
You have some challenges over there. We're like flat and dry and there you go for most of the year. Very
Arizona, Tri-Cities, they don't have some of the delays we have because of weather.
So, but that's something when you come in and sit down, we really go through all of this with you, you know, kind of giving you an idea of timeline, costs, before you even commit, you know, to purchasing a home. We want you to be very, very comfortable with us and know that we're a good fit. Have some of those financial answers ahead of time so that there aren't surprises down the road.
Absolutely. And on our online team, they are wonderful for setting you up with appointments with people in your area. They are great. Most of our offices are open Tuesday to Saturday. Some of them are open on Monday, but a lot of us are working Tuesday to Saturday for the people that need Saturday appointments. But it never hurts to go in and sit down with one of the homeownership counselors. There's so much that you will find out.
And I think a lot of people don't know that we do the site visits early, and there's no charge. You know, that we send our site supervisor out. He'll do a plot plan of the land that either you're thinking of purchasing to help advise you if this, you know, this is something that is going to be, you know, going to need some extra excavating or have some additional costs. They can have that conversation. They'll do a plot plan, and there's absolutely no charge for it. You know, we're anxious to help you see if we can build a home for you. So we do that, you know, just as a courtesy. And of course, every piece of land is different. So it's very hard for us to just in that initial conversation until we do come out, you know, to come up with some pricing for you until we visit the site. So we're happy to do it. It's what we do.
Yeah. It is what we do for sure.
I love that the ADU on this one has 2 bedrooms. You rarely see that. Usually the accessory dwelling unit, the 512 that we've had for a year, 512 square feet, it has 1 bedroom. And that's something that most everybody that looks is, you know, could you get one with 2 bedrooms? And voila. So now I know where to go.
You could put outside entry over here on the side of the studio. So if you wanted to have a driveway on this side of the home, you could put a driveway over here. And instead of having 2 windows, you could put a front entrance for them off the side. All sorts of little things that you can tweak on these to really make it flow with not only what you want to use it for, but, you know, whoever's going to live there, like what makes sense to them.
I actually have someone that she's doing a yoga studio. That's going to be, it's a business out that she does in her home. And so that is going to be her yoga studio. And it's entirely different than what you see here. So we're not utilizing bedrooms, etc. But we were able to design it, and it's going to be exciting. They're under construction now. Yeah.
Mark, he designed this for his mom. And like I said, we just tweaked it, but he had a really good idea of what he wanted. Him and Amy did an amazing job. This is such a beautiful house to walk through.
Yeah. And Clyde, there's, as we talked about a few of the design accommodations, the wider doorways, the zero transitional coming into a shower. You know, you can have a tile shower with a zero clearance so that it's wheelchair accessible. We can build the house.
You can put the supports on the walls, the grab bars. We can have grab bars in the bathrooms. We have to do tile showers if you're going to put a grab bar, though, in the shower. We do have to have a tile shower to do that, which is an upgrade.
And then in the bathroom as well, but you know, very doable. And I think it's smart to, you know, I'm seeing more and more people that, you know, and they're in their 60s and 50s and 60s. And, this is my forever home. And I'm just going to do what needs to be done so that I can live in it as long as possible.
Yeah.
You bet. No, we're happy to answer any questions. And I personally think that the Comfort High toilets are a big. I had a surgery years ago, and just getting up off of the toilet can be a bit of a challenge. So just having that little extra height is nice. And then, they could put the bars as well if you need those.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anybody else with questions? And again, I appreciate everybody on the call. This just gives you a really good idea of the different things that we can do with our homes.
This is a good one. They really personalized this. This for most builders would have been considered a custom home and would have been priced accordingly. So the fact that, drafting was able to make all of these changes, for some smaller charges for the changes is pretty surprising to me.
All right. Any other questions out there? I'm scrolling just to make sure we answered everybody's questions.
Would you like to see the video again for another minute or two, or is everybody pretty? I mean, that's the pretty part. As long as we're going to be, paused there for a minute. Boy, they do get some snow, don't they?
Yes,
it's hard for me to.
Yes, they do.
Beautiful piece of land.
It's so pretty driving up to this piece of property, though. It was beautiful that day.
Gosh. All of the building materials that we use, I mean, even on our smallest, least expensive home, to get the hardy siding and, the Joanne windows and the roofing material that we use, they're very, very well made. If you were a builder, those are the things that you would select for your own home.
Absolutely. Pot filler. I love the pot filler on this house. It's so pretty. We can do different cabinetry, deep drawers. We can do pull out shelves, trash pull outs, cookie tray pull outs. I tell you with the kitchen cabinets, those are things that last forever. You definitely want to put in your kitchen what is going to make sense for you long term. When you look at aging in place, having to not open up cabinets to crawl underneath them would be amazing. So deep drawers, pull-out shelves would be a great investment.
And cabinet heights. I mean, we have a cabinet company, so we can do anything. And we've even had some people elect to bring their own appliances, and they just give us the measurements so that we can adjust the cabinetry around what it is, if they had something particular that they would like.
Yeah.
I would love to see this after they get the barn doors on. You'll have to go back. We'll have to do another video. And the luxury vinyl plank, to be able to take that through the whole house and it can go in wet areas, I think that just makes the house look even bigger.
So standard would be linoleum and carpet would be standard. So LVP is an upgrade. Mm-hmm. I do not have the induction cooking. That would be something that you would want to just bring your own appliances for that, we would just need to know what one you're going to do so that we can build the cabinetry around it. Like in this gourmet kitchen, you did not see a microwave, which is standard, because she did not want a microwave in the kitchen. So they actually are hooking the microwave up in their pantry. She said they don't use it often enough that she wanted it to take up space. So we just put the big 36-inch cooktop and the double ovens and that hood vent in there. And then the pantry would be where the microwave was going to be.
That pantry is big enough for a lot of different things. Even their standard walk-in closets, though, are a good size closet. So I think they do really well with that.
You can kind of see that our furnace vents are on the top. So all of our vents are on the top, on the ceiling. Plenty of electrical outlets in homes. You can always add more, but we have plenty of electrical outlets in our homes. If you have 2 sinks, you'll have 2 outlets. 1 sink, you'll have 1 outlet. And generally in the bathrooms.
We've done pantry designs where the pantry is like a prep kitchen with, you know, basically we have smaller, you know, the little prep sinks, a little fridge. You can put your sous chef in there. And
yes, I actually have a client in Pullman that built a custom home, and she even did dual dishwashers because she's a food blogger. They fully live in the house, but she has approved us to send a videographer down there. So we're hoping to get that set up because her kitchen it's amazing.
Oh.
We just tell you on custom things like that, it really helps if you have some form of a picture that you can bring or email so that we know exactly what you're looking for. And when we write what we call a custom option around that, our purchaser that's going to price it, he knows exactly what you're looking for. So pictures do help us when we're helping to design your home.
And Clyde, I agree with you 100%. Now, that is a great way to hide some of the messiness of the main kitchen, and you shut that door and entertain, and it looks like you just snapped your fingers and everything appeared. Because when I cook, it gets messy. I like all the pullouts though. I mean, you know, the lazy Susan, to me that is so helpful in the kitchen, and the pots and pans, being able to pull the drawers out. And it really isn't that expensive to add those things. And those rectangle or square, the sinks, they're $50 for an upgrade to get kind of a unique look.
Just know anything that comes into our homes has to come from Adair. That's one of the reasons we can kind of keep our price points where they need to be. I mean, we'll look for what you're looking for, but anything that is going into the home needs to come from Adair, or you could replace it out after you get your certificate of occupancy. We just can't put your stuff in while we're there because it would affect the warranty on the house.
You just let us know, just like when you were asking about the appliances, we would measure, plumb for it, do the electrical for it, whatever's needed so that you can add that after move-in.
On this patio cover, they come standard with can lights, but you could kind of see a plate up there. We did rough in for a ceiling fan. They weren't sure if they wanted a ceiling fan or not, so we just did the rough in, and they can add the ceiling fan later.
And we've added like a gas line for a barbecue in the patio. I mean, really think about the way that you live, and and have that conversation. you know, and just ask. You know, we can do many things, and if we can't, you know, we'll let you know. But you don't know if you don't ask. And when people come in and we get to that stage, I like to tell them to just, you know, hey, you're not writing me a check today, so shoot for the moon. You know, let's just add everything we want granite countertops, we want, you know, design your $1 million home. Then you have that printout, you have everything priced, you can go home with your highlighter and start prioritizing to get that home to fit your budget. But you don't know if you don't ask. And I think that's the best way to just find out what's important to you in your home.
Exactly.
Those transom windows, though, I mean, when you walk in, that is just, especially if you have a view or, you know, to have that deck and that outdoor living, that's going to be so nice.
This video was actually shot right before Christmas. We just didn't get around to doing the virtual till right now, but her biggest excitement was going to be to decorate and get the Christmas tree up for Christmas and looking out at the snow. She could hardly stand it. So we were able to get them in there by Christmas, but that's why we were a little bit early on the videos, because once they were done, we just didn't want to be in their way, you know. But
and I just want to know if the tour will be posted on the YouTube channel. And I imagine it will be, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. The
way that, you know, with all of the extras and all of the things that this has. We don't have too many that have the real nice ADUs, so I know they're going to want to feature this one.
Absolutely. Right. Any other questions, you guys? You've been great with questions. I appreciate everybody that joined today. Me and Cindy do.
Yes.
Well, I hope we're getting better at this because you've been on all of ours so far. So I hope we're getting better.
A little rating, you know, oh, this one was better than last time.
You need to call the Spokane office and give me feedback.
Yes.
All right. We get another question. He smiled.
Good. Yeah, I would like this to be able to link to this video on our YouTube channel and send it out to people who are thinking about doing the accessory dwelling unit or making changes in a home. This is a really good representation of what we can do. And even if this isn't the particular floor plan that they're interested in, just to see the modifications, I think is a really good educational tool.
Absolutely. All right. If there is no other questions, I'm just going to thank you again. I'm going to thank Cindy for being my counterpart. Yeah. Oh, okay. The additional windows in so many of the rooms really highlight how to add natural light in the building. Yes. Yes, they do. And we have an amazing purchasing person that if you have an idea for what you want for a room, we can contact him, and he's got a pretty cool little program that will tell us what we can and can't do to keep the shear strength on those walls. So like I said, just bring it to your home ownership counselor on what you really want, where your view is, and we can work with you to create that. Anybody that says they have a view property, you really want to work with, you know, the reverse vaults, the transom windows. There's a cost to it though, that's associated to doing that. They are expensive, but it is well worth it in the end.
Yes. And that's where I come back to, you know, going through and prioritizing. You know, once you have all that pricing, I mean, we all have a budget, you know, we all look to have a $5 million home or whatever, but being able to take that and go, you know what, this is how we live. We love the outdoors. We love the light in the room. Let's put our dollars into structure. Those are things you don't want to come back in and do. Maybe we can wait on the granite countertops, or, you know, depending on your budget. But that way you can decide, and you can fit your budget, and you can get the things that you want in the home. I love that faucet.
It's such a great ADU kitchen.
I know, this is just, and really, I mean, it doesn't look cramped. I mean, there's a lot of space there.
Yeah. And her own space.
Yes.
You know, just her very own space.
Most of the apartment buildings, you know, if you get a 2-bedroom or a 1-bedroom apartment, it's as big as that. And nice size closets. So I'm not as up on the mini splits as you are, but I noticed there was venting in that bedroom. Is that part of the mini split system?
Yes.
That's I think it's nice to have that ability to control everything separately. So that's probably a lot of the people that do it for investment. They would want to set that up so that it would be its own utilities, and they could, you know, make someone responsible for their own utilities.
Yeah. When you look at the ADUs, they can be used for family. They could be used for VBROs. They could be used for, you know, some of the hospital programs have visiting nurses that will come in for 6 months and they don't want to sign a year, you know, lease, and the hospital's paying for it. I mean, a lot of different ways to use the mother-in-laws on a home.
Yeah. And really, when you consider the cost of the whole home and the structure, you know, to add that extra space is fairly reasonable.
So when the kids come back to visit, they can go in there. Just kidding.
Shut the door. Yeah, you know, it's a really nice guest suite, you know, because everybody can be private and have their own space.
Yeah, for sure.
Very nice. You did a beautiful job on this one.
Yeah, it's a beautiful home. All right, if there's no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and end this virtual. And like I said, next week we will be doing another one on the Mount Rainier, and that home is going to be based out at Ellensburg. So join us for that one. Get registered. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Cindy.
You bet. Thanks, everybody.
I'm going to go ahead and end the call.